I'm
Natalie,
Mindy.
and you have just reached the podcast to get her too.
Hey,
If you're
welcome
wondering
back.
how we say that. So, school's back in session for everyone, some college students as well. My niece is at UW now, first couple weeks of school. A lot of the state schools don't start till the end of September,
Right,
but
right, right.
everything's getting back to normal a little bit. That summer rush of like, go and yes, I'll go do this and fly by the seat of your pants and picnics and all kinds
Lakes and
lakes and
wave
wave
runners and
runners and
paddle boards
boats and
and yeah,
poker runs and
yeah,
yeah, all that stuff is now kind of coming
yeah.
and we're getting I feel like you get more organized and we are start to crave a little bit more culture art culture. What am I trying to say?
Getting more organized
Getting more organized.
and creating more
Structure was the
structure,
word, not
structure,
culture. Structure.
structure.
Thank you,
That's it.
menopause.
That's
Thank you,
it.
menopause.
And yes, I think that some of us are really good at building that structure into our back to school, back to work routine. And others of us are just feeling super overwhelmed because they're not great at it, right? Like structure does not come naturally to a lot of
That's
people.
good point.
So I think today what we really want to talk about is building up your emotional fitness. So we talk a lot about, as a culture in particular, a lot about physical fitness and going to the gym or going for walks or being in good cardio health or building muscle. That's been a thing of our culture for years and years and years. And now we're starting to talk about emotional fitness of how
Yeah.
do we take care of ourselves when we feel overwhelmed, whether it be going back to school,
Yeah.
starting a new job, coming down after summer, and
Right.
like that post party
Yes.
buzzkill of, oh God, I
Of
got to
just
get
late
back.
nights and
Right.
like less sleep and
Yeah.
all of that.
So,
And now more than ever,
yep.
we've got a year of lots of different things going on at a high level.
Those of you looking back at this podcast years from now, that's 2025 right now.
Yes. Yes, it's 2025.
And there's lots going on in the
And
world.
yeah, politically, there's things going on in the world. There's wars going on in the world. There is just the inflation, employment.
Job
There's
market
been
is horrid.
layoffs. Yep, there's been that. And then just like all of the information, we have so many avenues of information,
Yes.
the way it comes in. A good friend told me last night about a news source she gets that she really likes, and it just states the news.
What's
There's
that
no
called?
bias. It's 1440.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
And she gets a newsletter. You can sign up for
yep,
a newsletter or listen to it or
yep.
whatever. But
Was she feeling overwhelmed by all of the avenues of news? Is that why she did it?
she is comes from a perspective of mental health and taking care of yourself
Yep,
and what her recipe
yep,
is, and she knows that that's her recipe. Like
yep.
she can't go to a zillion different news channels and wonder what she's hearing and different things like that. So I think that that's where she's coming from.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And I have a couple good friends who watch too much news. I used to get on my own dad about it. He would have CNN on all day long,
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
another friend who usually watches a lot of CNBC or CNN, and I don't care. I couldn't give two shits if you watch Fox News or CNN. Neither one's good for you.
Yeah.
Both will trigger your nervous system into this feeling of, I'm being attacked.
Yeah.
Even if
Or
you don't,
overwhelmed by
right,
all this stuff that you can't control.
even if you go day to day
Yeah.
through your life like it's not bothering you, it's attacking your nervous system.
Yeah.
Because it's constant negativity, it is constant drama.
Fear
Yes, it's all
inducing,
fear inducing. Yes.
anxiety inducing.
And they do this on purpose,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Right.
Because fear pulls us in. We want to learn more in, well, if this is happening, how do I protect myself? I need to
Yeah.
know more.
Yeah.
It's done for a reason. It's very manipulative. It's
Yeah.
no different than how the social media algorithms play us the way they do.
Yeah. Look at a purse online and that purse is going to be in front of your face until you buy it.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
When we have these podcasts, all of a sudden topics that we talk about show up on my Facebook feed 3 days later. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Right? It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it trains our nervous system that then messages to our body that these things are normal when they're not supposed to be normal.
And triggers the fight or flight.
Yes, completely.
The amygdala.
Amygdala. Good job. Look at you.
Thanks.
So yes, to your point, we've got politics. Politics have always been, right, it goes in waves.
But in the last 4 to 8 years, oh my gosh.
And we're not going to get into politics here because that's not
No.
what this platform's about.
No.
But I will say that with social media, it brings a whole different dynamic than
Yeah.
what we saw in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Politics have always been there. We've always had corruption.
Yes.
We've always had disagreements. We've always had polarizing. Right? It's always
Yeah.
been there. Now it's just in our faces, to your point. So how do we stop that flood
Yeah.
of, like, this is just
Right.
not
We have
what
to we manage it, and we have to cut off and this is me thinking about dating in the world. So bear with me,
Well,
but
speaking of emotional fitness.
yeah, right. And realizing that I was kind of addicted to the drama of the up and down, and how once I realized that, I was like, oh, but we get addicted to that negative dopamine hit, right? From the news. Would you say it's a negative dopamine hit? How
I
would
don't
you
know if
put
that's
that?
actually a thing. It might be. But it's a fear. Like you said, it's a fear-based that we do
Yeah.
become addicted to because
Yeah.
it allows us to care about something.
Yeah.
And when we care, we feel connected,
Yeah, that's a good point.
right? And
That's a
and
good
in our
point.
primitive state, humans are about connection.
But it keeps us in a fight or flight
Right.
mode all the
Of
time.
course it does.
And it's like, aren't you concerned? Why aren't you concerned more? And if in the thought that if you're not worried sick and letting it consume your life,
Yeah.
you don't care.
Right.
And that's a myth.
Right.
That is a myth.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Just
Again.
because you are on fire today. Just because you don't have this emotional fuel in every conversation about something doesn't mean you don't care.
Right. Exactly.
You care so much about your own emotional health that you won't let that consume you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you're right. It is so, God, people perceive it as you don't care all the time.
I used to think that.
yes.
If I'm
everyone
not
does
worried,
at some point. Yeah.
sick about this.
Yep.
And
Do
so
I not
I was
care?
just in cortisol,
Yes.
spinning the whole time, which is not good mentally, physically, blah, 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 blah
Yep.
for you.
Yep.
So how do we do this? Well, one, we need to realize it
Mm-hmm.
and be self-aware of it 1st and see it from a different perspective
Yep.
to go, okay, this is no longer a good strategy for me
Yep.
in my daily life.
Yep.
And then you need to choose what is, like moderation. We've
Right.
talked
What
about
is
that.
moderation for you? What is
Yeah.
what is a time limit that would work for you
Yeah.
to still feel like you're getting what you want out of the news or
Right.
out of social media, but then you cut it off? Is it a half hour?
Yeah.
Is it an hour? Depending on how much time you spend, bring
Yeah.
it down a little bit. And
Baby
then,
steps.
right, taper
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah.
And you'll realize at some point that you don't need it as much as you thought you did.
No, and if something major's happening, if there's a tsunami coming, people will tell you.
Yep.
People will talk about the big things that you need to know.
Well, do you know, we went hundreds and thousands of years without social media and the news.
Yeah, good
you,
point.
you know this.
Yeah, I guess
Right?
that's right.
We actually went all through, I went all through college. I don't know about you.
Without a cell phone.
Without even a cell phone or the internet. And
I
somehow,
didn't get an email address till after I graduated
there you go.
college.
Somehow we knew what was going on in the world.
We did.
Maybe even at a more factual level.
Yes, which is
Right?
sad.
So that's a whole
Yeah.
nother piece of this emotional fitness of how do you, as a responsible, educated adult,
Get your news.
get your news, and how is that helping you create this emotional fitness where you are strong?
And you have to decipher that news.
You have to.
Or create good
You have a
sources.
responsibility to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, I do see that as either A, ignorant,
Ooh.
flat out ignorance, uneducated, which is fixable, or you like that drama.
And you're
Like, you
getting
love
something
it.
from it.
Yeah.
You're getting something from
Yeah.
it. So what happens when people do this, Mindy? So we know people in our community that just are so glued to it and so consumed with it. What do you see in these relationships with them, things like that?
So I'm seeing an increase in defensive behavior. People becoming extremely hyper defensive over things that wouldn't normally trigger them.
Because you're coming from the
High
amyg-
cortisol
high, and the
and that fight of someone's attacking
Yeah.
me when really it's
Yeah.
not a personal attack,
yeah.
but because there's so much divisive, fearful headlines out there, so many of them, you're constantly in this state of feeling like you have to defend
For
And-
everybody.
for everybody,
Or
for everything.
the world's gonna
And all of a sudden, something that someone says to you that's totally like maybe even a joke, like lighthearted humor. You may not take as lighthearted humor anymore, and you'd be like, "What the heck? Why did you come at me like that?"
because your body
that's
is so
not-
stressed. It's
Yeah.
up here.
That's what I'm seeing more of than anything else. Is people just being really quick
To react.
to react because they feel so defensive. They feel so on edge.
And it seems like there can be an intensity
Oh yeah, very much so.
as well. And
Very
that-
much
And
so.
that level of intensity, like I have been there. It is so bad for us because we are in that
Yes.
fight all the time. We're not letting down from that.
So we talked about this. What happens when your cortisol levels go that high?
You start drinking. No, just kidding.
Yeah,
That's one strategy.
That is absolutely one strategy, which is totally effective until it's not.
Yeah. Cheers. With my water.
When your cortisol levels spike to that level, you can no longer critically think.
Right.
It
Or
clouds
creatively.
all ability.
Yep. Not creative thoughts. No
Nope.
creative thoughts. No,
No
resourcefulness. How do I
Nope.
solve this problem?
It's like taking a highway and merging it into like this tiny little dirt road. And you are just
great
You are
analogy.
just stuck right there, and you no longer get to go 90 miles an hour. You can't. You can't. And then it will
Yeah.
come to a dead end,
That's so good.
right? But we don't realize this because we're just constantly going.
And the dead end is
Crash and burn for
crash and burn. It can be a vocal eruption. It can be
That
Yeah.
you just triggered. I work with a client who two clients, oh my gosh, now that you said that, where emotional eruptive, like volatile behaviors have come out with these employees who like have never acted that way before.
stuffers. They're probably stuffers.
Maybe. And all of a sudden, just like in the past 2 months, they've caused real issues with the culture
Yeah.
at work
Yeah.
because now people tiptoe around them.
Yeah.
And even if they're high performers, they've now created this culture of you can't say something to me without me potentially reacting in that way. And like nobody wants to be around that.
Yeah, no.
You're walking on
No.
eggshells.
Totally. I hate walking on eggshells.
Right?
done that a
Nobody likes
lot.
that. Nobody likes that.
Oh my God. It takes
In your
so much
personal
energy.
and professional life.
Yeah.
But we're seeing more of that. And so like we have to start taking care of ourselves and each other in when we have people who are close to us and we have the rapport where we can say, I need you to like take a deep breath. Your energy level is like at a 15 out of 10. Like
Yeah.
take some deep breaths.
Yeah.
We don't always have that rapport with people. And so if we
And-
don't have that rapport.
And if they're way up here, you could have said it when they were down here, but if they're up here at a
They're
high
probably not gonna
cortisol,
listen.
yeah, they're not gonna, or they're gonna get really pissed by your check-in. Like, are you okay?
Like, why?
Everything
Why?
okay?
Why? What's wrong with me?
You seem a
Yeah,
little.
yeah. But
Yeah.
that's something that we take or have taken in the past personally. When we care about someone and we express our concern and then they lash back, how dare you say that to us? We take it, but it's not personal. And that's what's so
No.
hard to get over is that's not personal. I was truly leading with good intent
Yeah.
and compassion.
Yeah.
They're in a place of high cortisol. They're in a place of high emotional stress.
Yeah.
They're not able to
Yeah.
process that I'm
Correctly.
coming with compassion
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
their brain doesn't register compassion
Right.
at that
At that
point.
level. So this is so good because this is why we need to become self-aware of this. There is and give ourselves grace because there is a lot going on in this world right now. There's a lot of unknowns. I don't care what side of the fence you're on, there's a lot of stuff going on. But we cannot continually be at that high cortisol level
No.
without repercussions.
Right.
Relationships,
Right.
health.
Right.
Your body just can't do that forever.
No.
Um,
No, and
you
it's
know,
not good for our relationships, right? I mean,
yeah.
think about, do you like being attacked like that? Do you like it when you have led with compassion and kindness and somebody attacks you for it and gets all defensive? No, of course you don't like it.
Yeah.
So why would you do that to someone else?
And they're not seeing it.
No.
So when you're at that high level and you're such in a fury state, it's hard because you need to come down to be able to see it
So
differently.
let's talk about how you do that.
All right, let's do
Do
it.
I mean, do you have tactics that you have learned over the years that help you, number one, realize that you're about to be triggered or that you're feeling that?
Yeah.
And then what do you
Yeah.
do to minimize
Yeah.
your reactive behavior?
I feel like I'm very self-aware of my body and like the feelings that come up. Like, oh, what's going on? That feeling's racing or that thoughts racing through your head and I'm feeling a
How do you
tightness
feel it?
right
Yeah,
here.
I was going to
It's
say,
right
do you
here.
feel tightness?
It's right here.
I usually feel like a butterflies.
Okay.
Like kind of like a heebie-jeebies, like, ooh,
Yeah.
that doesn't feel good in my gut.
Yeah.
You're
Sometimes-
more here.
Yeah,
Okay.
and sometimes-
See, everybody's different.
I know they are. Sometimes they feel it in their shoulders or
Right.
something like that, some physical. So I know emotionally when I feel overwhelmed, I am not at my best self and I need to scale back. I need to fill my tanks up.
Okay.
That only the crucial things are getting done right now.
Yeah.
And I will carve out my schedule for things that aren't as important to fill my tanks up. I need downtime. I need quiet. I need to give myself tons of grace. So overwhelm is a huge emotional trigger for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about you?
I think like through therapy and working with my own personal therapy and then professionally working with clients through their work in their careers, a lot of it is emotional literacy, what they call, right? Of being able to name what you're feeling.
Sally. Mustang Sally.
Right? And being able to say,
No.
what is it you're feeling right now? Is it you're feeling overwhelmed? Okay, let's take that.
Peeling it
What
back.
is making you the most overwhelmed right now? Right now, in this very present moment, being able to name why you're feeling what you're feeling, for me, has been critical in narrowing it down so that I don't feel like it's conquering me and controlling me,
Right.
narrowing it down for me to then control it.
Because your first answer is probably like this and this and this
totally.
and this and this.
Or it's, I feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
so let's talk
huge.
about that.
Yeah.
What are the things that are making you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah.
Let's break that down. Okay, well, I've got this going on, this going on, this going. Okay, let's take one of those that feels the heaviest.
That feels the heaviest.
And let's just work on that one right now. Put the others to the side because they're still going to be there.
The low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Kind of what Kate Byers talked about.
Yeah,
Our Our
that's
first
right. Yeah, guys.
podcast guest. Yeah.
And I feel like that works for me. is when I can just narrow it down, knowing the other things are not going away, knowing I'm still going to have to deal with them. I'm not brushing anything under the rug, right?
Yeah.
I'm not denying,
Yeah.
but I'm just going to focus on one thing that makes me feel that thing I named.
Yeah.
And that may be writing a list.
Absolutely. Pros and cons
This is what I've deemed as
Yeah.
the most overwhelming number one pressing issue in my life right now that is causing me this feeling,
Yeah.
emotionally and physically. And then write the list of what do I need to do?
Do you,
Yeah,
do you
go ahead.
rate your feelings in the beginning before the exercise
Sometimes
and
I
after?
do. Sometimes I do. I don't, unless I'm like in a therapy session.
Yeah.
I don't normally do that on my own.
Yeah.
But I have caught myself sometimes being like, I'm only at a 6. This isn't like the worst.
Or you're at a 8 when you start.
Right.
And then you make your list, you kind of go through things. Is this really happening? Is this
Right.
not happening? What is the qualification for it? Like,
Right.
do I have proof?
Yep.
And then you kind of ease into that and
I
be
like
like,
that.
okay, it's
And now
not
where
as
I am.
bad.
Now
and
where
now
I
where
am
am I?
Yes. And it's like, even if you only go down a notch, you still went down a notch.
Hey, if the mortgage
Right?
rate goes down 2%,
I'll take it.
refi.
Right.
Yeah. And another thing
Right.
that I do is I talked about the racing, the thoughts in my head, and I'll just notice a physical sensation.
Yes.
So I kind of in my head step back, like on a football field. I'm on the sidelines watching the thoughts or the players. And I'll be like, okay, let's go through this again. I'll just let them go. And then I'll pinpoint again the physical sensation to that thought.
Yeah.
And I'll go, okay, wait a minute. Okay, let's take that thought.
I love that.
And I take that thought and I dial that down. And I do the whole what's reality? What is really happening? And what is my mind telling me
Right.
this is happening?
Right. Right.
And when you look at what's really not really happening, a lot of times we're making most of it up in our
for
head.
sure.
And
For
then that
sure.
brings that intensity down
Yes.
for me on that
Yes.
item. What can I do about it?
Yes.
Can I control it?
Yep.
If I can, what am I doing? If I can't, time to let it go.
Love that.
And then practicing the letting go.
Well, yeah, there's that.
We could do a
There's
whole
that.
podcast
Right,
on
right,
that, and I'd
'cause-
love
yeah.
to get
Right.
an expert in about just
Yeah.
letting go.
Yeah.
Because Mindy and I were talking earlier about I feel like it's really frustrating when I'm trying to let something go because I know if I'm not letting it go, then I'm not at my best self. And, if
Yeah.
you do vibration of energy, you're not at a high vibration, you're at a low vibration, which then nothing happens and you're just kind of stuck.
Yes.
It feels like you're stuck and you're like, damn it.
Yes.
I know I can't be here, but you have to accept it fully
Uh-huh.
and take a break. Do some of your passions, do some of your hobbies, whatever fills you up. That helps too.
Yeah, you actually just mentioned like kind of what we talked about on our last podcast of like that boredom and what do we do when we feel bored? And part of that is like to sit with your discomfort. To sit with this,
Yes.
part of emotional fitness
Oh
is
my
to
gosh.
sit with discomfort of I want to drink, or I want to go smoke weed, or
I want
I want to
chocolate.
binge eat, or yeah, I want to go get a milkshake, or like
Blizzard.
any of these behaviors that we know, or I want to watch the news for
Yeah.
4 hours
Yeah.
and binge that. Any
Yeah.
of these behaviors,
And then just be like,
right, knowing, wait,
yeah.
I could have probably just sat with that discomfort.
Yeah.
And one of the sayings
That's
that
so
I
good.
love, like Buddhist in principle saying that I love so much, and I try to practice it now so much, is everything is temporary.
This too shall pass. That's my
That's it.
saying. Same thing.
It's the same thing. It will.
This too shall pass.
It will.
The good and the bad.
And so with this political divide, with the job market, with the layoffs, with the
Unknowns.
social media noise, with all these things we want to control, but we really can't, this too shall pass. Everything is temporary. Yes, some things last longer.
But people are going to say to that, like if I, let me just do devil's advocate.
Yeah.
This too shall pass. Yeah, Mindy, but our world might be bombed. Our states might be bombed.
And
or
you,
this is,
how will you control that? What control do you have
I don't
over
have
that?
any control.
Then
over
let it go.
That's simple.
Unless you want
To
to
go on the
run
front
for
lines.
legislative
Yeah,
office,
that's an
unless
option.
you want to become a politician or a
Yeah,
lobbyist, like that's
yeah.
fine. You have that
And
choice.
you get to vote. You should definitely vote.
That's right.
But you're right.
There's
Like, that's
only
all
so
you can
much you
do.
can do.
Yeah,
So stop the spiraling.
yeah.
It's not healthy.
Right.
Our emotional and our physical fitness are tied directly together,
They are. We could be
right?
tip-top physical shape, but if we're emotionally just,
And it's both ways. When we're not emotionally well, we tend not to take care of ourselves physically,
amen.
right? So let's talk about another some more strategies
Yeah, love strategies.
that
Love
can really
takeaways.
help. Breath work, and we talked about this in the last podcast. Is breath work and not even just meditation, but like being able to just know again when you're sensing, you're getting excited in maybe a negative way of take a deep breath.
Well,
Take
sometimes
a
I
deep
think when
breath.
you're in tense modes, sometimes I can feel myself like not
And
breathing.
that's what happens. And that's why breath work really
Yeah.
works because it
Yeah.
forces us.
Yeah.
And they have box breathing.
Yeah, or
Right?
the
They have
four
the
in,
4 and 7
four
hold.
hold. Yeah,
Oh,
the
I've got even
hold,
7 hold.
and then
Whatever
exhale
works
out.
for you,
Yeah.
right? Whatever
Yeah.
works for you, but
Yeah.
taking a moment when you notice yourself in that state to force your body to breathe.
And it can be hard to remember in that state.
Absolutely. It's like
I,
anything else. Yeah.
yeah, it can be really hard.
Yep.
And my mom made an oh shit list for my dad to put it in his wallet.
And what is that?
So I don't know if she called it an oh shit list, but my oh shit list would be like those things that work for me. Like put my hands under cold water or the box breathing
I love that.
or the five senses, tuning into your five
Right.
senses
Right.
or a 5-minute meditation. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you're spinning so much, it's really hard. And if you have a partner in life who is in tune with this, it really helps to be like, hey, babe, do you need your oh shit list? Or is there something on your oh shit list that'll work? I mean,
Right.
literally, we can't even compute. No creativity,
No.
no
None.
resolution.
Nope.
So that kind of helps to have a very good friend or someone in your life who can be like, okay, what do you need? What are some of the things you can do for you?
100%.
I'm gonna go get
I
you a
love
cold.
that idea. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get you a cold cloth.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do in the meantime?
Right.
And I
So
did that with
speaking
my
of cold,
yeah, plunge.
cold and heat therapy are also tools that a lot of people have taken to because they work so well regulating
Yeah.
your nervous system.
People love it.
And doing a cold plunge for me did not regulate my nervous system in the right way. I thought I was going to punch somebody in the face. I'm
I
not
was
even
very
kidding.
vocal during it.
Oh, I was just like, I got angry.
I kind of got shameful that I couldn't do it.
Did not enjoy it at all.
But yeah, put me in a sauna.
But yeah,
Hot bath.
it is. It's whatever works for you. Some people love the cold plunge. Some people
Yeah.
love the sauna. Some people,
Yeah.
right? It is putting your body into regulation mode to help control the nervous system back to its default
It's distracting your
healthy
body.
behavior. Yes.
Physically,
Yes.
basically. too.
We talked about breath work. We talked about emotional literacy of being
Yep.
able to name the emotion.
And then the boundaries and recovery, which
that's
is kind of
huge.
like what I was talking about when I feel
Yeah,
overwhelmed.
that's huge.
I'm like, okay, stop, take things off my schedule. What do I
Yes.
really need to do? I need downtime. I need grace. I need,
Yes.
when mama says I'm done, I'm tapped out.
Yep. And don't feel guilty. We had a whole a
Yeah.
podcast on boundaries. It's this
Yeah.
being able to say no, not now, without feeling guilty.
Yeah.
Because you have to be in self-preservation mode of I can't do this now, and I know it's not healthy if I. Perfect example. We had an event last night that I normally would have gone to, but I was feeling so run down and exhausted from long hours of working. I finally said no, which is very unlike me because I'm your yes friend and
Yeah.
I love saying yes to events and being in social circles and meeting new people. But I knew
Yeah.
that emotionally I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you weren't going to bring your best self.
No, and I'm
Yeah.
really proud of myself
I am too.
for recognizing that.
Because you're a person that if you say you're going to do
Yep,
something, you're going to
I'll
be
do it.
there.
I'll do it. And
But there's certain events where you know that it's not crucial. And I mean, obviously if you had a speaking engagement,
sure. I would just suck it up and sure.
right. Suck it up, buttercup.
Buttercup,
But
yep.
there's certain areas where you can look at your calendar and if you reschedule this or miss this, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because it happens to all of us.
Yep.
So that's where that grace comes in.
And it's also a
Something's
no,
got to give.
saying no to the doom scrolling for hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying no to having the news on for hours at a time all day long.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying no to the things that we know deep down are not good for us.
I know.
We know
right.
these things. We know,
Yep.
you know, every single person listening, you know that these things are not great for you. But they're easy go-tos for a
So
quick
easy.
fix, for a distraction,
So easy.
for a mood booster, for that dopamine. We get that. And sometimes that's okay, but then we start relying on them so much that it feeds
Yeah.
that addictive,
Yeah.
sense that our mind just loves to hang on to.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And then it's never ending.
Yeah. So
And then I would say we've talked about this too, because it's so important, are of like these little micro behaviors, these little micro habits that you can build into your day of 5-minute walks,
yeah,
5-minute
little
meditation,
little micros.
right? Grab a healthy snack.
A couple reps
Yep,
with your
yep.
weights sitting down
I have
by your
resistant
couch.
bands over
Yeah.
by my desk, and
Yeah.
I have a standing desk, and I'll do resistant bands if I'm on like a webinar or a call where I can afford to do that.
She's like,
Right, yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I had a girlfriend, a colleague of mine who I used to work with, who had one of those treadmills.
yeah, the treadmill.
You're right,
Yeah.
and it was a little annoying when you like see her like walking and bouncing like everywhere. But it
I
worked,
feel like I would
whatever.
fall off of it.
But I never got one either because of that exact reason. But to be able to reset
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, everybody has 5 minutes. So if you, and I'm saying this very boldly, if you find that your temperament is a little more hostile than it's been in the past, if you feel like you're a little more on edge than you have been, if you feel like you're lashing out at
Intense.
people, intense,
Yeah.
defensive, and you don't challenge yourself to do these things for 5 minutes a day, I would say that you're just using this as a crutch and that you don't want to work on yourself. And so I would say change that mindset.
I was like on every, like just waiting for you to
Like
say
literally,
like what
like
I would
do
say
not
you, and I was like, oh God, is she gonna
suck.
say? Yeah.
You
What is
suck.
she gonna say?
Because you're not doing the things that you know you have time to do. I'm not asking you to go to the gym for an hour a day.
Yeah.
I'm not. Because sometimes we don't have an hour. We have 5 minutes every single day. I don't
Yes.
care if it's when you wake up in the morning or if it's when you go to bed at night or when you're eating lunch.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear excuses.
Well, while things are in the toaster oven or the air fryer or the microwave or boiling water, just do a couple squats.
And then remember, this is about emotional fitness.
Yeah.
And so as you're doing the squats,
Think about your boundaries.
think about, about what you're grateful for,
Yes.
about what's good in the world, about how lucky you are that you got something, as far as like a relationship, something that was mutual and respect. Like there's so many things to be grateful for.
Always something to be grateful
Yeah.
for. And I've been talking a little bit about the vibration, the energy level.
Yep.
Gratitude is like a scale of 0 to 1,000. Gratitude's at 900.
Number one thing you can do to change your mood.
Yep.
Number one thing you can do.
Because you can't be in fear again or shame or guilt when you're in gratitude. So that's another approach is if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling angry or whatever, go into gratitude. 5 things I'm grateful for today. I always say it like
Give
that.
me 5 things you're grateful
Today.
for. Give me 5 things you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm so grateful for you to just be able to sit on your patio.
I didn't
and
ask you to
catch up.
actually explain the whole thing.
Okay.
Just give me the list,
Okay.
like without the descriptions. That'd be
Oh
great.
my God.
We don't have a lot of time.
Okay. Number 2, I'm grateful for the loves that I got from Gunny Bug this morning.
That's her dog.
My doggy. I'm grateful that I get to go to Lake Merwin on the weekends. I am grateful for the relationship that I have right now,
Yeah.
a very healthy one. And I'm grateful for what's happening in the business.
Nice. I
You.
love that. I am grateful for, oh gosh, having a small place that I love to live. It's my little cocoon. It's my sanctuary. I am so peaceful when I'm here.
Awesome.
Two, I'm grateful for you,
Thank you.
and
You can go on
and
about
our
that.
podcast and our friendship. Three, I am grateful for my circle of friends that I have. I have a small, tight
Tribe.
circle of amazing, incredible women. Four, I am grateful for my family. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for my daughter, my son, my mom, my sister and her family. Like, we're good. And then five,
This too shall pass. No, just kidding.
right.
Just
It
kidding.
did, and it did. And then
Number
five, I would say
five.
I'm grateful for Jack and
Jack.
Cora, who you can't see. It's my
Yeah.
son's dog, and then my cat, because they are
Bud.
just awesome to have around, and I love my animals.
Unconditional love.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone should have one.
So on that note, we'd love to hear what you're grateful for.
Yes. And
And
hopefully this has helped. We're not, experts in this field, but we just thought it was a good conversation to talk about because we're hearing it a lot from
yes,
people and the world can be overwhelming. But remember what you can
100%.
control and what you can't
Let us
and
know
go
how you're
from there.
doing.
All right? Peace
Bye,
out.
guys.